Greetings and salutations, nerds. You're listening to Praying for Superpowers,
a podcast about the deeper meanings, messages, and intricacies hidden within nerd culture. I'm Peter Jordan.
And I'm Trevor Sharon, and it is the Monday before Christmas 2018. And today we're reading A Night Before Christmas in some ways you may not expect.
Merry Christmas.
So, first things first. Night Before Christmas. The original, the classic. Actually called A Visit from St. Nicholas. So you've probably been misinformed your whole life. Sorry to burst your bubble. But by Clement Clark Moore is the original story. A Visit from St. Nicholas. Sorry. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced through their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all! As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up on the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. I heard on the roof, and then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. A stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave the whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
That is the original. And now we have straight from the heart of Louisiana, the good old Trey Aker with
The Cajun Night Before Christmas.
This is new to me, so forgive laughter if it happens.
This is amazing. This is a tradition in my family every year that Trey, or now me, when you're not around, will read this on Christmas Day.
Should I show pictures?
Yeah, if you want to do it so that they can see, that'd be awesome.
And who's the author?
The author of this is, it's illustrated by James Rice.
So I wonder if...
by Trosclair in quotations. So it's from Legend, apparently. Edited by Howard Jacobs. Illustrated by James Rice. Copyright Pelican Publishing Company, 2001. 'Twas the night before Christmas. And all through the house, they don't a thing pass, not even a mouse. The cheerin' be nuzzled good snug on the floor, and Mama passed the pepper through the crack on the dough. Then Mama in the fireplace done roast up the ham, stir up the gumbo, and make bake the yam. Then out on the bayou, they got such a clatter. make sound like old Boudreaux don't fall off his ladder. I run like a rabbit to got to do trip over the dog and fall on the floor. The dog is the dog. As I look out the door in the light of the moon, I think, man, you crazy or got old too soon. 'Cause there on the bayou, when I stretch my neck stiff, there's 8 alligator a-pulling the skiff. And a little fat drover with a long poling stick. I know right away, got to be old Saint Nick. Mo faster and faster the gator they came. He whistle and holler and called him by name. Hey Gaston, hi Tiboy, hi Pierre and Alcé, Jeanette, G Suzette, Celeste and Renee. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Make crawl alligator and be sure you don't fall. Like Tante Flo's cat, through the treetop he fly, when the big old hound dog came a run himself by. The hound dog again. Like that up the porch, them old gator climb, with the skiff full of toy and St. Nicholas behind. Then on top of the porch, it sound like the hail when all them big gator done suck down their tail. Then down the chimney I yell with a bam, and St. Nicholas fall and sit on the yam. Sacre! He exclaimed. My pant got a hole. I done sot myself on them red hot coal. He got on his foots and jumped like a cat out to the floor, where he land with a splat.
For those of you listening, there is a mouse in every single picture.
He was dressing muskrat from his head to his foot, and his clothes is all dirty with ashes and soot. A sack full of plating he throw on his back. He looked like a burglar, and that's for a fact.
And that's for a fact.
His eyes how they shine, his dimple how merry. Maybe he'd been drink the wine from Blackberry. His cheek was like rose, his nose like a cherry. On second thought, maybe he lap up the sherry. With snow white chin whisker and quivering belly. He shook when he laughed like them strawberry jelly. But a wink in his eye and a shook of his head make me confidence that he don't got to be scared. That I don't got to be scared. He don't do no talking, gone straight to his work. Put plating in sock and then turn with a jerk. He bought his hand there on top of his head, causing eye on the chimney, and then he done said, with all of that fire and them burning hot flame, me I ain't going back by the way that I came. So he run out the door and he climbed to the roof. He ain't no fool, him, for to make one more goof.
For to make one more goof.
He jump in his skiff and crack his big whip. The gator move down and don't make one slip. And I hear him shout loud as a splashing he go. Merry Christmas to all, till I saw you some more. The end.
Oh, that's awesome.
So good. Really captures
great.
the Cajun spirit of Christmas. You may think that that's all that we were able to find. However, you'd be wrong. We were able to find A Pirate's Night Before Christmas, written by Philip Yates and copywritten by Sterling Publishers.
Illustrated?
Illustrated by Sebastian Serra.
Cool.
'Twas the night before Christmas, aboard the Black Sark. Not a creature was stirring, not even a shark. The stockings were stuck to the bowsprit with tar, in hopes that Sir Peggotty soon would be thar. The pirates were snoring like pigs in their beds, while visions of treasure chests danced in their heads. And I, with my spyglass and scuffy old dog, stood watch in the crow's nest for ships in the fog. When out in the mist there arose such a racket, I slid down their mast with me sword to attack it. Away to the poop deck I ran very fast. I threw off the anchor and shouted, "Avast!" Straight up from the sea in the foamy white spray flew 8 giant seahorses pulling a sleigh. A mean-looking driver, a hoist in one leg. Well, shiver me timbers, it must be Sir Peg. More sluggish than flounders his coursers they came, and he whistled and snarled and called them by name. Now Salty, now Scurvy, now Sinbad and Molly, now on Cutthroat, on Cross-Eyed, on Roger and Jolly. To the top of the sail, to the tip of the mast. Now dash away, dash away, dash away fast. He was dressed in all black from his head to his heels, and clothes were all filled with seaweed and eels. His eye, how it twinkled, his dreadlocks, how twiny. His scars were like crossbones, his gold tooth, how shiny. His mouth was turned up with a nasty old look. The silver gleamed sharp on the point of his hook. A scary white skull he had hung from his ear soon gave me to know I had nothing to fear. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his sack and stuffed all the stockings with coins and hardtack. The black sock was soon filled with holiday cheer and loaded with gifts for each good buccaneer. Anchors and hornpipes and crackle fruit eggs, pearls and red sashes for Bonnie and Meg, a cauldron for cook filled with pieces of shank, and just for the captain a shiny new plank. But oh, me heart broken and tears in me eye, I said to myself, blimey, where is me prize? But he hopped on his sleigh, to his team gave a roar, it's time to return to that briny deep floor. Then just when I thought it's me worst Christmas day, a parchment of paper flew down off the sleigh. And it was the best present I ever got. A map to a treasure, X marks the spot. I laughed and I danced and I shouted with glee, as up went his sleigh and then down to the sea. But I heard him exclaim ere he splashed 'neath the star, Merry Christmas, me buccos, and a Happy New Year. And then it goes on to explain all the pirating terms at the end.
No, that's good. I was like, if you don't know about pirates, this would be confusing.
Yeah, like hardtack is a pirate snack, actually a hard biscuit. That might explain why some pirates don't have many teeth.
I like it.
Nice.
So we do this for you for Christmas, just to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Or Happy Christmas.
A Happy Christmas.
Happy's the traditional English way.
So a Happy Christmas and a Merry New Year. We are so grateful that you've joined us this year and hope for 2019 to be a wonderful year full of gifts, joy, and happiness to everyone who listens.
Yeah, and if you have your own family tradition of a different Christmas story, maybe Grandpa would take out his dentures and mumble through it. You know, who knows what you could have? We'd love to hear.
Yeah.
So send us a message. Let us know.
Merry Christmas!